walk through the campus of Howard University and get my 5 miles in at the same time. Show you around the campus and talk about education and the quality of education in the African American community. Hold on, wait a minute. Now, education in the African American community is an interesting topic because guess what? General Howard, who was a civil rights hero, actually established Howard University back in, if I'm not mistaken, 1876. I think that's about the era that this occurred. So Howard University has, did I mistakenly say, 200 years of history? Well, it has 100+ years of history in the African American community. Most of the education that has happened, if you have a doctor, you have been impacted by Howard University. If you have a black doctor in particular, you have been impacted by Howard University. It's a wonderful campus. We're going to get on this campus right now as I walk through. Multi-acre campus, if I'm not mistaken, is Howard University has 500 acres and is continuing to expand. Here on the corner of Bryan and 6th Street on the campus of Howard University. Bryan and 6th Street. We're just going to keep on walking up the campus here. I think you'll find some of what you see pretty interesting. By the way, Howard University is no joke in terms of not just its education, but as well its education and the context of its radio program, WHUR. Passing by WHUR right now, and hey, how you doing, man? HUR is pretty interesting here. It's the voice. It's the voice of the African American community here in Washington, D.C. And it's on a number of radio networks. WHUR World, WHBC, and WHUR in terms of their radio network, 96.3. WHUR FM. HUR Voices on Sirius XM and Sirius XM channel 142. And I listen to it all the time. That is the radio station that I listen to. Period, bar none. That's it. That's all. That's what I listen to. WHUR. That's it. Howard University, baby. And as I move and groove up the street here, and as you see, the campus is growing unbelievably. I'm going to talk a little bit about education in America. Education in America is pretty challenged right now. It's pretty much challenged. And one of the reasons why education is pretty much challenged in America is because there's no creative thinkers in relationship to particularly public education in America. No creative thinkers. There's a placard about Howard University, Georgia Ave and Pleasant Plains Heritage Trail. You can see right here some of the history of Howard University. Medical care for all. During the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, thousands of formerly enslaved people came to Washington in search for new lives They needed work, education, shelter, and health care. And in 1862, the U.S. government responded with the Freedmen's Hospital, located on 12th and R Street, Northwest D.C. here. Less than a decade later, the Freedmen's moved to the 5th and W Street and became Howard University's teaching hospital. At the time, a strict segregation, Freedmen's, like the university itself, was open to all, offering high-level care and education. Freedmen's focused on training physicians, but also became a top research institution. Pediatrician Ronald Scott pioneered studies on sickle cell anemia and genetic blood disorders, and primarily in African Americans. Washingtonian Charles R. Drew, who developed the life-saving methods for mass blood banking during the World War II, headed the Freedmen's surgery department from 1941 until his death in 1950. From 1908 to 1975, the Freedmen's operated the building across the lawn. From the side, from this sign, and closing when the Howard University Hospital opened on Georgia Ave. Among Howard University's associate physicians who cared for their community was Iona Whipper, a graduate who sheltered unwed mothers in her home and clinic nearby on 511 Florida Avenue during the 1940s. Formerly the faculty members of Seaman Carson opened a private hospital in 1822, just east of here. So you can see there's a broad and interesting history here at Howard University. Well, I'm walking up beyond where I just talked about, continuing to get my 5 miles on, but at the same time sharing with you what history there is at Howard University. By the way, this historic building right here is called Freedman Square. Freedman Square. And as you take a look at this area around, there's some historic buildings that I'm glad that Howard University has been able to keep as part of their history. And it is a strong and interesting history, to say the least. So I'm still here getting my groove on and getting my exercise on. Then the other thing I like about Howard University, it creates entrepreneurship for African Americans. Great entrepreneurship opportunities for African Americans. They have a speech and hearing clinic over there at Howard, and they do some great work in the community with the speech and hearing clinic, which is located right behind here at Howard University Hospital as well. Howard University Television, which is up the road here. And I'm gonna keep on walking, get my 5 miles in, and you'll see some of Howard University television facilities. Well, maybe not. Not sure if we can get in. Here I go, getting in. Not sure if we can get in. I'll try. If not, no big deal, right? And as I was talking about the Howard University speech clinic, there it is right there. They do some fantastic work in the community, particularly around educational challenges with regards to speech and language impediments. Well, that's what is it called? WHUT. WHUT at Howard University. All right, keep it moving. Keep it moving, folks. Oh yeah, by the way, more campus. They're building and building more campuses on Howard University. which is fantastic as well, because you know, folks need to have places to stay. Continuing to move up an incline. So real active community here. Plenty of students. I love black education. I'm gonna say it again. I love me some black education. So we're here at the campus and just walking up the campus here at Howard. And you're not going to gain any other experience like this. Never, ever.